Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I wanted to share with you how I plan my year, okay? I do this over the summer. I go to my counselors and I ask them, hey, what am I going to be teaching this school year? And that way I know to prepare what is necessary for the class that I will be teaching. In the past, I have prepared for a whole year's worth of a class just to find out that that is not what I'm teaching. So just always make sure before you actually do the planning. All right, so in previous videos, you have seen this before. I've shared my website that I use in my classroom, and this is also in there. I include this in my syllabus for my classes, so the students and the parents know what they're learning and what's going on. This is I had two, but I put it into one. So this is the little 360 calendar / journal that I have. So this is my calendar, and then I also went ahead and added my lesson planning journal to it. Simply because carrying around two, the bag was heavy just the first week of school. And so I just went ahead and condensed it into one. It's the first time I used the 360 Happy Planner, so it definitely, there was a learning curve at first. All right, so what I have here is curriculum. Okay, so what I did is this one, and I don't know where you can get it from. I'm sure from the TDLR website, but this I took a picture of the document from Miss Martinez, and sorry for the lighting and for the sound. I am still in my dining room I moved all my stuff off the floor thinking that the Hurricane Harvey we were gonna get flooded. So I've moved all my equipment, and so it's just not set up, and I didn't feel like setting it up. So I'm in my kitchen, my dining room table, so I apologize for all the shadows. But anyway, so this is a picture. I've printed the picture. Sorry it's not very big. I doubt that you can see it clearly. But anyway, this is the pre-approved course length and curriculum content. Teaching plans, 1,000 clock hours or equivalent credit hours, based on a 10 to 15 hour week, okay? And so this is the cosmetology operator. And so it says here what week, it says here the topic, and then material covered, and then the hours, which it cut off on the picture. So it's 2 sheets long, so it should be like this. This is the first page, this is the second page. I couldn't tell you where to get it from other than the TDLR something website. I don't know. It's just a picture that I took of a document Miss Martinez, my co-teacher, brought back from one of the conferences she went to last year for the second semester. So what I did, and so obviously the bottom is seniors. This one's juniors, and so we just kind of made it how it would fit how our school is laid out. So what I did, so because we're under TDLR, I made sure, however we structured it, so this is 10th grade, is what we cover in 10th grade. I made sure that this is what I included in my lesson plans. This is what I included at my year at a glance. So that is where I got this information from. I didn't particularly do it in this specific order, and I'm just going to point one minor but important thing out. There's nothing for sanitation, safety and sanitation, until week 24 of school and under shampoo and related theory. And for me, that needs to be up here at the beginning. So I don't know firsthand if I'm doing this right or wrong, but I know that before I teach my students how to do braids and blow drying and hairstyles and blunt graduated haircuts and men's styles, before all of that is done, taught, hands-on, whatever, I need to teach safety and sanitation more than anything. So that's why the order is a little off on my lessons compared to this one. But I'm doing that wrong, I'm sorry, but I just think that needs to be up here. All right, so that is where I got that information from. So this, of course, you know, is up there. TDLR is up there with TEA, okay? The Texas Education Agency. So here I have and I also have a video, which I will also link my video to my how to read your TEKS. So I have the TDLR requirements, okay? And I have my TEA requirements, which the state of Texas requires me to teach, okay? So I have, you know, and I have the video, I'll link it on here. I went ahead and divided that up. I did not go in this particular order, but except for cosmetology, I did leave that at the end. I make it fit what I needed to do in my classroom and our activities and trips and events and collaborations with other campuses or other teachers. I make it fit for me and my classroom, and if that's wrong, I'm sorry, but it works for me and it works for my students. So that's why it's not in this particular order. First year of teaching, totally go in order, follow it, check it off as you go, you're good to go. But once you get going, you'll see that this is not teachers are not cookie cutter material. We can't all teach exactly the same way. We can deliver the same content, but we don't deliver it the same way, okay? So anyway, but this is where I got my second piece of information. So we have TDLR and we have TEA, okay? Those we have to make sure that we cover. So these are my TEKS, all right? So from this information and this information, and in the video again, I'll link, explains how I got this. So our district, so this is for 9th and 10th grade, okay? So this is my principles of cosmetology, which really is not cosmetology, it's principles of human services. The new edited one, which I did just last week before the whole hurricane thing, and I just didn't get time to fix it. It does say principles of human services. But this here, YAG is year at a glance, is something that our district started a couple of years back. And so what it is that this is in the computer system underneath the CTE for our district. Let's say that I teach this year, principles, I teach 9th grade, and then I leave. The teacher coming in, she has no idea. Let's say I leave half of the year. Let's say I'm on maternity leave or whatever. I'm gone, another teacher needs to pick up. They don't have a clue what I did, how I do it, when I do it, why I do it, etc., right? So this is an outline of what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, so that way whoever comes in behind me or comes in for me or with me has a clue of what we're doing and in what order. Whether it just be just me, of course in cosmetology in our district there's just 3 of us, so no other campuses teach the same thing, but if this was like a business or if this was a vet tech or culinary, whatever it may be, the other teacher on a different campus, when we don't get to collaborate one-on-one, they can pull this up and see what I'm doing on my campus, and they can follow suit or take inspiration from this. Okay, so I did adjust this to meet my needs. Again, you know, I'm not into the cookie cutter thing. I make it as I need it and as it works for me. Okay, so here I put down the week, okay, and what chapter I'll be covering. Okay, it's divided, so first 6 weeks, second, so we go by 6 weeks in our district, okay, for high schools. And this is what I'm teaching. So the black part that's here is what is required, okay, it's my TEKS. Okay, so I'm thinking here, I'm going off, I'm thinking I'm doing cosmetology, but this is 9th grade. So these are my TEKS. This is what is required of me from the state of Texas. Okay. Principles of cosmetology or principles of human services, they're not regulated by TDLR, so there's no, this does not pertain to ninth grade, okay? So the yellow, so by law, this is, I make sure this is what I have to teach, okay? And then Ms. Ramirez thinks it's fun and it would make the class more interesting and it would support this to teach these things in yellow. Okay, so this document, you can find the PDF file to it on my website underneath the syllabus. Okay, I don't believe that particular one is edited either. I think it still says Principles of Cosmetology. Okay, let's do one that more of you guys are dealing with. So, Introduction to Cosmetology. Okay, we use the Milady Blue Book. Okay. So it's the one with the girl with the yellow eyeshadow. All right, so again, what week? We have 37 weeks of school. What chapter or no chapter that I'm doing, or if it's a repetitive chapter, down here, chapter 16, I teach. Here we have 4 weeks of it. Here I'm touching base on it for 5 weeks. I mean, it just depends, okay? So here are my chapters, okay? And then what teacher is responsible for it's me, because I'm the only one teaching it this year. If I was teaching with somebody else, then I would be responsible for the first week. Miss Martinez would be responsible for the second week. I would be the third week, should be the fourth week, okay? But it's all me, because I'm the only one that teaches it. All right, so in black, these things in black are what are required by TDLR, okay? And TEA. So and let me flip to it. My TEACs, okay, and my TDLR, that is what is in black. That is what I covered, okay? By law, I know if I don't get to the yellow, it's cool. I have to make sure I do my black. Miss Ramirez thinks it's fun and it would be great and it would be better and more interesting for the students that not only do I teach what I'm required to teach, but it would be fun to teach this or add this to that lesson for that week. For example, week 14 of school, I'm covering chapter 18 and 25. Okay, I'm doing hair braiding, twists, and weaves. Okay, I'm also, which is chapter 18, of course, the braiding chapter. Chapter 25, I'm doing warm lotion manicures. Okay, so this is a fun thing to do. I can do anything out of manicuring, but I'm going to cover how to teach them how to do warm lotion manicures and anything that pertains to that. I can always add to, according to my week, and if I have time and space, and maybe, I can't teach warm lotion manicures that week, I'll have to teach it the following week. It just depends, because sometimes we have testing and all of that. But this is just a great way for me to have an outline of what I'm teaching when. If I know I'm going to be absent, I can move things around. It's a checklist. It's accountability for me. Okay, did I teach this? Yes. Okay, so I'm in compliance with TDLR and TEA. Okay, we had testing this week, so I need to move this somewhere else. Okay, we'll set week 17. There's no chapter. It's Skills USA projects. Okay, well, that's not required by law. It is in my TEACs. Where are they? It is in my TEACs that I do teach a student-run organization program, but I already taught it up here, so it's okay if I don't cover it this week. These are just projects for competition. This can be done after school. So I give myself spacing within my lesson planning to make sure that I can move things around, because trust me, you move things around, especially we just had Hurricane Harvey come through, and I'm supposed to be teaching. I didn't finish orientation, and I'm supposed to be teaching chapter 5, infection control. Okay, and I don't even know what day it is today, Wednesday or Tuesday or something, or I don't know, Monday. I'm not going to be able to teach that this week, so everything is going to get bumped down or bumped around. So just know that there's always going to be times when you make plans, but you have to make adjustments. So if you're the type of person that does not like to plan something out and have, come into a bump in the road and then you have to change your plans, then this is not for you. Do not pre-plan your semester if you don't like that. You have to be very flexible. My first year was very difficult, thinking, oh man, I already planned this and then I have to come back and change it. But you just have to understand that there's always things that come up. A natural disaster would be one of them. So then now I know I have to go back and adjust this here. I can work within my first 6 weeks without having to touch my second 6 weeks. Okay. At that point, I would just shorten professional image and self-care. I can put that into communication skills and client consultations. I can do 2 days on one, 2 days on the other, and then 1 day on my yellow content. Now again, this is what Ms. Ramirez thinks that would be fun to do. So if I have to combine chapters, I don't have to teach the yellow. That is just for fun. And I do explain that to the students so that they're aware and that they know, and that anything can change at any time. So this is great accountability for yourself to make sure that you're in compliance with TDLR and TEA, and also accountability to make sure that you're on top of your game and to make sure that you stick with the plan and create fun activities and lessons for your students. All right, so if you guys have any questions, please let me know, find me. I'll link my social media down below so you guys have, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Again, you can find these documents here on my website for my classroom in PDF format. You're more than welcome to take some inspiration from that. I will link also below where you can find your TEKS. Most of you schools already started, so most of you should already have that, but just in case you don't or need it again. And then also, I don't know where Ms. Martinez obtained these two from, but I'll get it a little bit closer. Maybe you can pause the screen and see if you can read those. But again, this is just a picture of these documents, and I'm assuming on the TDLR website. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Another thing I work with is my school calendar. It's very well mapped out and all, but I go along with the dates that we have to make sure that I properly plan for my school year and how much time I have, keeping in mind holidays and testing and all of that. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.